Revenge films.
My name is John. I've been married to my wife, Chris, for almost a year now. We don't have kids, but I thought we were happy and satisfied with our life together. But then, out of the blue, a friend sent me a message. "Doesn't this look like cheating to you?" Attached was a photo of my wife arm in arm with a man I didn't recognize. I left work immediately and rushed to my friend. He had been following my wife, and when I joined him, I saw it with my own eyes. Chris and the man walking into a hotel together. I stayed behind at a nearby cafe, keeping watch. My friend had somewhere to be, so he left. 2 hours later, they came out still arm in arm. As they said goodbye, they kissed. I took a photo with my phone. "What the hell are you doing here, Chris?"
John, why are you here? You're supposed to be at work right now.
The moment he heard our exchange, the guy seemed to realize what was happening. He turned and bolted. Chris, on the other hand, just stood there, stunned. I took her home and started questioning her. I also started recording everything on my phone. "Who was that guy? What were you doing with him?"
You're wrong, John. You're completely misunderstanding. He's a relative. We hadn't seen each other in a long time, so we just wanted to catch up somewhere private. That's all.
Oh, really? So you kiss your relatives now?
It was just a sign of affection.
What a ridiculous excuse. Fine, then give me your phone.
Why should I? I told you there's nothing suspicious going on. I don't need to prove anything.
She refused to hand it over, but I snatched it from her. I knew her passcode and wow, just wow. I was beyond disgusted. Their lovey-dovey messages filled the screen, nauseatingly sweet. Photos, too, some from just earlier at the hotel, intimate ones. This was solid proof. Chris, mistaking my stunned silence for an opportunity to explain herself, tried to weasel her way out.
He really is my relative. The messages were just jokes. The pictures, we were messing around and edited them as a prank.
Her excuses were pathetic. I shut down every one of them. Eventually, she ran out of things to say and, with obvious reluctance, admitted to the affair.
But it wasn't anything dirty. We were destined to meet. Our souls were just naturally gravitating towards each other. There was nothing impure about it.
She had the nerve to start talking like some tragic heroine in a romance novel. Not an ounce of guilt, not a shred of apology, and she just kept going.
We love each other. Tell me, do you know the difference between love and passion? What we have is love. What he and I have is passion. You've given me a warm, loving home, but there's no passion in it. But with him, there is.
What in the hell is she talking about? I couldn't understand a word she was saying. Normally, when someone gets caught cheating, they apologize.
So how about we keep things as they are?
What? I was stunned for a moment before asking, "What exactly do you mean by keeping things as they are?"
I mean, I want to maintain my loving relationship with you while also keeping the passion I have with him. That way no one has to be unhappy.
Yeah, except I'm already miserable because you betrayed me.
I want to build a good relationship with both of you.
She declared dramatically, her eyes welling up with tears. I was so dumbfounded I just stared at her. I never imagined she could be this selfish. My shock quickly turned to rage. Are you insane? So let me get this straight. You expect me to keep working like normal while you enjoy a cozy home life and an affair on the side? That's what you're saying? Her teary, pleading face suddenly twisted into anger.
Why can't you understand? I really do love you. Even now, I still love you. And yet, just because you saw me walking out of a hotel with another man, you're saying your love for me is gone?
Yeah, it's gone!
You heartless bastard. Ugh, such a small-minded man. At least he still loves me, even knowing I'm married. He even said, this must be fate.
Well, yeah, of course a guy who preys on married women would say that. The way he ran off so smoothly, it was obvious this wasn't his first time. He probably had plenty of experience with affairs.
I can't be with someone as cold as you anymore. Fine, I'll divorce you and you'll regret it.
I never expected to hear the words, "I want a divorce," coming from the cheater herself. She stormed off, hastily packing her things before leaving the house. I just stood there speechless. But it didn't matter. I had the recordings. I had the photos. It wouldn't be hard to file for divorce based on her infidelity. I called her parents. At first, they were furious.
Our daughter would never do something like that. Stop making up lies.
But the moment I played the recording, their tune changed. Suddenly, they were full of apologies.
Please, give her another chance.
Of course, I refused. I also told my parents everything. Even though I was confident I had enough proof, I hired a private investigator just to be sure. A few days later, we met to discuss the divorce. The meeting took place at her parents' house. Right in front of me and her parents, she and her lover clasped hands and proudly announced,
"We're going to be happy together."
They said it like they were celebrities holding a press conference to announce their engagement. Oh, and not a single word of apology. "Aren't you even going to apologize?" I asked. But the other man ignored me and turned to my wife, trying to look cool. "I'll make you happier than this small-minded man ever could." That pissed me off. My wife, now held close by him, looked at him with heart-shaped eyes. These two were completely lost in their own delusional fantasy. I kept my emotions in check and moved on to the financial settlement. I had already informed them of the compensation amount. All right then, the compensation is $13,390 each. That makes a total of $26,780. To my surprise, the guy had already prepared the money. With a smug look on his face, he slammed a stack of bills onto the table. I counted. It was exactly $26,780. That caught me off guard. Given what the investigator had dug up about his financial situation, I hadn't expected him to come up with the cash so easily.
Unlike you, he's actually reliable.
My wife sneered at me, but honestly, I felt nothing but relief. That was easier than I expected, and now the compensation's been paid. Just 6 months after the divorce, I got a message from my ex-wife. "I want to go back to our life filled with love." Disgusting. A woman who cheated on me had the nerve to ask for reconciliation? Of course, I flat out rejected her, but she kept sending messages. The more I read, the clearer the picture became. She had been dumped. Apparently, the guy had other women just like her. After getting tossed aside, my ex-wife was struggling to make ends meet. Given the circumstances, she couldn't rely on her family or friends. She was completely alone. I replied, "You got dumped and now you want to crawl back to me? Don't you think that's a little too convenient? Stay out of my life." The divorce was final. The compensation was paid. There was no reason for us to be in contact anymore. But then she showed up at my house. At first, I didn't even recognize her. Her hair was a mess. She had no makeup on, and her clothes were wrinkled. She looked like something straight out of a horror movie.
Please, just listen to me.
Whew, creepy. This is all your own fault. You did this to yourself. Now leave.
Just listen. That money he paid was actually borrowed, and now he's disappeared and left me to deal with the debt.
She blurted it all out in a panic. I just nodded. Yeah, figured as much.
You knew?
Of course! He probably took out that loan just to save face in front of me and your parents. A guy whose hobby is sleeping with married women and barely working? No way he had the means to pay that back. Now he's running from debt collectors and from you.
That's right. The $26,780 debt has grown even bigger. I'm about to get kicked out of my apartment. Please help me. I have no one to turn to.
Don't be ridiculous. The person you hurt the most with your affair was your ex-husband. The last person you should be asking for help is me. It was so absurd that I couldn't take her seriously. I shut the door and sent her away. She once chased both love and passion, but now she's desperately chasing money. Living alone in a rundown apartment, working part-time day and night, and frantically searching for that guy. Not for love, but for cash.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.